Alrighty, well, welcome back to another episode. I know it has been a while, but it is Bearded Bassin, and I got Pops in the car with me, actually truck.
I'm driving.
He's driving. I got something special for you today. I finally am taking the training wheels off and buying a real boat. I know, it sounds crazy. The old Ranger has done me well. I've had her for 3 or 4 years now, and to be honest, it's been a fantastic boat, minus blown motor and having it repowered and whatnot, but it's going to be for sale one of these days. I got a couple things to button up on it, but if you guys are interested, let me know down in the comments below, because she's going to be up for sale in a couple months. We are meeting a guy in Lake Pyramid. I ended up finding a boat. I'm not going to spoil it for you yet. I ended up finding a boat for sale in Phoenix, Arizona. The guy's driving over into California to meet us halfway and take a look at it. Now, it's not a brand new boat, but it's a lot more boat than I've ever had. And I don't know. I'm excited. I'm bringing you guys along. What?
Let's just say he's going to become a part of the family.
So if you guys follow me and my dad and my brother, that's a little bit of a hint. You'll know what I'm talking about. But we're going down to Lake Pyramid right now. We've got about 200 miles left to drive in, and yeah, I'm excited. So stay tuned. I'm stoked. Doesn't look like the Delta. Everything's dead. Well, we just pulled off the freeway. Man, we actually got down here pretty quick, just pulling up to Lake Pyramid. I actually grew up down in the Bakersfield area, so I've actually been on this lake a couple times. Pops, how long has it been since you've been down here?
Close to 20, I'm sure.
Close to 20 years since we've been on this lake, but we just got here. Headed down to the launch ramp now. Then I can reveal the old rig that I'm taking a look at today. So hopefully she looks good, runs good, and then we'll be on our way. There she blows. Joining the family.
Not bad at all.
Epoxy once you get them out anyway. But I did reach up underneath here because I was going to take it out. And I couldn't feel where the bolts were, because I've got the organizers on this side too.
Gotcha.
Well, this is the standard side. That thing is huge. And then I went through it. You guys, any questions?
Hey, look, it's clean. Yeah, it's very clean.
2,000 grit to the top cap. And
And the top cap, there's little dings and stuff,
Yeah.
like here.
Yeah, towing.
Some of our docks.
Yep.
Like these are just, weights ricocheting back. Hitting some of these. Like I said, carpet 2 years ago.
Yeah, the carpet still looks pretty good, still fluffy.
Work was done. Or the power head was done. It was 108 degrees outside, and I was running 76.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And that was at Alamo, which is 800.
I'm sure it'll take me a while to figure out how to drive it that fast.
Yeah, it's a little seat time.
Yeah. Oh, he's learning. It's a lot of seat time.
It's a lot of seat time. I haven't taken the links above 70 yet, and it's got a lot left. So.
And that's what I was saying on this. I normally just throw a bar of lava soap down there, and just kind of helps it clean it out.
Gotcha.
Especially if you pull your plug all the time.
Which out here we
have to out here.
We're supposed to. Fuel tanks for 52 gallons.
Okay, so there's one under here, and then
32 gallons underneath the sink, and then twin 10 gallons in the rear.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
So you're saying this cigarette one hasn't worked?
It did initially, but the last couple times I've used it, and I tried to rewire it, and I couldn't get it to come back on.
Gotcha.
So I just, instead of messing with it, I just moved it over.
Looks pretty clean under here for a 12-year-old boat. Me and Dad have been on the road for how long now?
Dang near 12 hours.
Almost 12 hours. Man, the things that we fishermen do for the sport that we love. But no, look, it's, I don't know, you can't see it. No, you can't see it. It's in tow. It's in tow. We just hit Stockton, so we're about 20-25 minutes from home. Probably not gonna have a whole lot of light left to do any filming, kind of showing you guys the boat tonight. But tomorrow, I might be taking the boat out, get it on the water, see how it runs, figure out how to, man, you gotta like use your fingers like this, and the other side like that. You gotta go like this, like, when you're driving it, you know, you gotta and then
The next morning.
Okay, so I'm still learning how to drive this thing, so don't laugh at me when... Oh, you're recording this? See if this works. Ready?
Ready. It turned off.
Woo! Yeah. Well, the secret is out of the bag. I bought a new boat. Well, it's not brand new, but it's new to me. Ended up getting lucky and found a really good deal on a 2008 Bass Cat Puma out of Phoenix, Arizona. The guy was kind enough to drive halfway. He met me at Lake Pyramid like you guys saw from yesterday. Now I'm a Bass Cat owner. When I get back home, I'm gonna do kind of like a walkthrough of the boat, you know, the compartments and all that kind of stuff, and how I have it set up. Literally just threw everything I owned in it pretty much just to see how it would run. I comfortably got it up to 74, 75 miles on the way over here. Comfortable. It starts chiming pretty hard after that, but I mean, there's so much about this boat that's different that I'm not used to. It's my first time owning a hydraulic jack plate. So I got to play with a little, you know, a little blanker trim. But yeah, I mean, whole shot, got out of the really well. Got out really well. So, but this boat is flawless. There's literally not a dent or scratch or nick on it. Oh, there's a few. It's a 12-year-old boat, you know. But for a 12-year-old boat, she looks good. Got my old lady out here with me today. Hi. So yeah, first day on the water, out here on the Delta. I guess now it's just, I'm gonna go try to catch a fish out of it, just to get the first fish out of the boat, in the new boat. Gotta catch the first fish. Let's do it. It's freaking chilly out here, man. No, that's fine. There we go. I think I got one. Yep. First fish out of the new boat. First fish out of the new boat. Nah. Look at that. First fish out of the new boat. Ain't a giant, but ate the old Mr. B spinnerbait. Look at that. First one. First one of many. Woo! Thank you, first fish. Well, I did what I wanted to do today. I drove it a little bit, got it up to 74 miles an hour comfortably. Now there's definitely gonna take some learning how to drive this boat. Like I said, Bass Cats. You know, they're meant to go fast, but they take a lot of seat time in order to figure it out. So I'm pretty stoked on it. Did what I wanted to do, caught a fish out of the new boat. I was only out here for a couple hours, but I'm gonna give you guys just a little walk by of the boat with a big camera. So here we go. Man, she shines nice. Look at that. Gorgeous looking boat. That is the boat. I will see you guys at home where I'll kind of give you guys a breakdown of the layout and where everything goes in my new Bass Cat. Stoked, finally joined the family. I'm pretty pumped. Just got back to the house and look, a 20-foot boat fits perfectly into my garage, and I still have room to walk around the backside. A little worried about how it would actually fit, but it ended up fitting really good. I don't know if you guys have met our dog. If you guys follow us on, if you follow me on Instagram, you see videos of him all the time, huh? You wanna say hi to the camera, Fergus? Come here. Hi, puppy dog. Say hi. Yeah. He's a long snout. He's look at that, just sitting perfect. His name is Fergus. Hi, Fergus. Hi, puppy. Yeah, and he's a good boy. That's a good boy. He's a good boy. Enough of the dog, back to the boat. So, like you guys saw, this is a 2008 Bass Cat Puma. It's got a Mercury Pro XS 250 horsepower on the back. My first full-size motor. I'm gonna save the shots, like while I'm talking, I'm gonna be laying over images so you guys can get a better look at the boat, you know, from a better standpoint. But from the pictures, I wasn't super stoked on it. If you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's got silver trim here in between the lightning bolts, but the rest of it's blue and red accent. In the pictures, it actually looked like that area down here was all white. Being a Delta fisherman, white, not the greatest color to have out on the river because it'll be just showing all kinds of grass and, you know, water lines and stains and whatnot. So luckily, I'm stoked on the color. I'm gonna jump in the boat, kind of give a breakdown of the boat, and if you guys are Bass Cat owners, you know the layout of the Puma already. This model, it's a 20-foot, 4-inch. It comes in two layouts, the Puma and the Cougar. Now the Cougar and the Puma, the only difference between the two is the deck layout. I'm gonna jump up in here, start from the back, go to the front. So, in the back, right here, we have our bilge area. And what we got here is there's actually 3 gas tanks on this boat. One here in the back and then 2 underneath the seats. Back here I've got all of my live well pumps and all that stuff. The nice thing about Bass Cat boats is all of their bilge and live well pumps are all interchangeable. So if you're out on the water fishing a tournament and you end up losing a bilge or you end up losing a live well, you can actually just unclip it and clip it into the bilge. They're all right there in the same area, and then you got your live well pump going back. You won't have a bilge, but you know, as long as you know your boat's watertight, then you're good to go. So we got all those down there. I've also got 4 batteries back here, 1 AGM, and that's for starting and electronics. Hey, be quiet, don't be barking. And then the rest of the 3 are for the 112 Fortrex. Got a 4 bank, or I got 3 batteries because it's a 36 volt. Let's see, so moving on, now we're right behind the passenger side of the boat. We've got this storage right here. Right now I've just got like spare life jackets and stuff for people that come out on the boat with me. And then moving over to the center, we have got 2 live wells right here. Cool thing about these live wells is they're deep. As you can see, they are very deep. It's got a removable screen in the center, so if you want to have one giant live well and you want to fish around for fish the whole time, you can do that. The other nice thing about these live wells is they actually have these vent ports right on top that allow ventilation, fresh air to kind of get in and mix in with the water so your fish are left healthy. And then right here behind the driver's seat, we've got another little storage area. Same size as the one behind the passenger. Right now, it's where I keep all my film and stuff. Cool thing about this as well is the carpet was recently redone. The owner said within the last year, and he did 1/4-inch foam across the entire boat. So front deck, all the compartment lids, and the back deck. And so the entire boat, man, it feels like you're standing on a cloud while you're fishing all day. And for those of you guys that fish 10 to 14 hours a day, like I tend to do, having that extra bit of cushion under there is key. Now we got the seats. The seats are, I mean, they're in relatively good condition. They're about the only thing on the boat that might need replacing here in the next couple years. You know, wear and tear. It's a 12-year-old boat. It's got a couple of the seams are kind of coming undone in the typical spots where bass boat seats kind of come undone. But the cool thing about these ones is they actually got speakers in the seats. So if you're having a hard time while you're running 75, 80 down on the river, can't hear your stereo, you got speakers right behind you. So those are pretty stoked. Pretty cool. Next thing is we got this center console piece. Got 2 cup holders, an oh crap handle, you know, for their passenger when you're driving 75 miles an hour down the river. And it actually folds up, and there is a throw cushion that slides in right there. So coming to the consoles. Classic Bass Cat steering wheel, not your typical standard circle. Hexagon, I think is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I've been in school, so. Got an HDS 8 Gen 2. So a little bit of a downgrade in electronics from my last boat. I probably don't, to be honest, don't really need to upgrade these, because out on the Delta I really only use like water temp, depth, and you know, sometimes I use side scan when I'm looking under mats just to see if there's any activity or fish off the bottom. But yeah, we've got everything. We've got the control panel here. We've got nav lights, anchor lights, we got bilge, manual auto, we got an accessory port, and we've got a little horn. It's cool, never had a horn on my last boat. And now down here we've got all the aerators, manual, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, recirculate, fuel, switch between the left and the right tank. So there's actually, like I was saying, there's 3 tanks on this boat. The left tank is underneath both of these seats. They have fueling ports on one side, and then the right tank is technically the back tank. So left and right technically means front and back on this layout. Another cool thing, this thing has 100% complete Mercury Smartcraft on it. So if you guys know what that is, its ability to track everything from RPMs to trim to, you know, water pressure to, you know, you name it, you've got it right there. And so the left one, when the guy was explaining to me how to kind of drive the boat, he was telling me that he likes to keep his trim height on this one, and then as well as his water pressure, so he knows what water pressure he's running. And then over here on the speedometer, he likes to keep his speed and his RPM set on that one. Has a lift plate indicator, so it tells you by inches where the jack plate is sitting. So I ran it today, kind of trying to still figure out, you know, how the whole shot works and where it needs to be, but sitting at 2 1/4, 2 and one notch over 2 seemed to get me up and out pretty stinking quick. Then we got your other water PSI. This is your standard analog, not a digital readout if you're looking at that. Then over here you got your pump in, pump out, and then your security buttons for. Also on the steering console we have what is called Pro Trim, and for those of you guys that run new boats, Pro Trim has been around for a while, but it allows you to have control of your jack plate as well as the trim on your motor at your fingertips while you're sitting at the steering wheel. So that is a pretty cool feature. Another cool thing is, I got the hot foot. Your gas and your acceleration is all controlled through your foot. Now, the one problem for me is, if you guys know me, I'm not that tall. I'm 5'7". This hot foot, where it's placed at, I can't reach full acceleration, so I might have to move it around, move it a little bit closer. I actually, if you see right here, there's this little foothold on it. I actually have to touch the foothold to gas it all the way down. So that's definitely gonna have to change if I intend on using the hot foot. So got that. And there's also a full sound system. There's a radio, got an antenna right here off to the side of the console, and need to listen to some music or something, I got the radio right at my fingertips. Moving on over here, passenger side, we've got a very, very deep console. Cool thing about this console is it is removable. So there's like 5 or 6 bolts that it takes to remove it, and if I want to, I can. I might, because really, to be honest, this opening right here as you're walking up to the deck is pretty narrow. If I was any bigger of a guy, it might be kind of hard to squeeze through here. You might have to go through sideways. Maybe I'll take the passenger console off, open it up, and it would really open up the layout on this boat. Yeah, so let's make our way up to here. So right here, right before you're about to make your step up to the front deck, we've got 2 cup holders and a little Bass Cat kind of pliers, accessories area. That's where I got all my pliers, all my braid cutters and scissors, you know, for retying baits and getting hooks out of fish. And then just as you're about to step up, we've got a cooler right here. This cooler is pretty deep. It's got a plug in it, so you can plug it and, you know, fill up your ice and beer and water. And then over just to the left of it right here is a kind of like a day box area is what I would call it. I'm gonna keep my scents, like my bang and my garlic and my scale, and maybe I think I have my culling handle so that I can cull small fish to see which one's bigger. So that's the step as you're stepping up. And then as soon as you step up, I'm gonna open up this first box, this first center box. And my goodness, look how deep it is. You can fit an entire tackle shop in there. None of these are carpeted in this area, but got a little place for your light right here. And then right now I've got just kind of like my soft plastics in there. So not sure if I'm gonna keep it this way or if I'm gonna kind of move it around. Got all my soft plastics and my line in there right now. And of course, a mystery tackle box, because I'm gonna do a video on that, okay? Moving to the right. Now, the one thing that I would say that I'm not a huge fan of on these boats so far is they have double latches on the rod lockers, and you can see that right here. And when you open it up, there's a lot of space in there. Okay, lock those up. Got 12 volt accessories here on each side of the boat, which is kind of cool. And then we're gonna go over here to this rod locker. Rod lockers are identical, exactly the same. This is the neck storage area. It's a little bit skinny, but it's pretty deep. And I've got all of my like flipping, punching, and any type of other terminal tackle in this area to the right. And then I'm gonna put that one down. And the only other thing that kind of is a bummer about this boat is that this is the net storage area. Super deep, super long, could fit a giant net in there, but my Ego slider net, actual net part of it is too wide, so I can't actually fit it in here. To the left of it, there is another exact replica compartment as there was to the right. And this is where I've got pretty much just all my reaction baits, top water, stuff like that on the left-hand side. Yep, so that is the front compartments. And then moving on over to the very front, we've got another HGS Gen 2 non-touch model, as well as something interesting that I've never used before, but I've heard some interesting things about, is this guy had the KVD Hydro Wave. And if you guys don't know what a Hydro Wave is, it's a electronic little box on the bottom of the trolling motor that sends out sounds of different types of bait fish. And then I've got a 36 volt right here, Minn Kota 112 Fortrex. We covered the entire front layout of the boat. As you can see, I am super stoked on it. It's a 2008 Bass Cat Puma. Picked it up for $21,500. Now, I did a lot of looking, I did a lot of researching, and ended up just getting lucky with a guy that really wanted to sell his boat. Move on to another Puma is what he was telling me he was gonna buy a brand new one. Had to make a little bit of a drive for it. There's a couple other small accessory things that standard with Bass Cats. You got the light up handrails. This one lights up red. A bunch of other little small things that I'm sure I'll forget. Gonna jump off the boat and take you guys back and show you the business end of this boat. Look at that, big old Merc 250 Pro XS with a Bob's Machine hydraulic jack plate. Running a 26 Fury on this boat right now, 3-blade. Got it up to about 75 today before I really started feeling the chime kicking in, and I was able to correct it for a little bit, but still really, it's just gonna take seat time for me to figure it out. So the last thing on this boat is the trailer. The trailer's awesome. It's in immaculate condition. The guy actually told me that there was a couple issues with the trailer that it came on. Something with the coating being wrong, so he brought it back to Bass Cat and they put a brand new trailer under it, color matched and everything. 2010, so it's a 2010 trailer, brand new, and they upgraded to the torsion axles. So if you guys know, with torsion axles, if you end up blowing a tire or anything like that, you just take the tire off and keep driving. The guy also upgraded to vault hubs. I mean, I swear, I keep going through this boat and I'm finding something else that the guy upgraded. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video with someone that you might think would want to get into a Bass Cat. Just a quick little walkthrough of the boat. With that said, remember, any cast can be a giant. Peace!